There's a kind of tired that comes from watching the world move on without you. Not bitter exactly, just resigned. Like the door you might have walked through got shut a long time ago, and nobody bothered to tell you. I lived in that feeling for most of my life. I want to tell you what changed it. I've worked with my hands since I was young. Construction, pouring concrete, moving houses. That's a stranger job than it sounds, picking up a whole house, putting it down somewhere else. Mowing yards for 13 years on the side. Decades of honest work that wore my body out and never once asked me to learn anything new. Along the way, I tried other things too. 8 of them, maybe 10 if I'm been counting honest. Different business ventures over 40 years, each one carrying a little bit of hope, each one not working out the way I'd pictured. After enough of those, you stop expecting the next one to be different. You just figure that chapter of trying something new is closed and you make peace with whatever's left. By the time I hit my 70s, that's about where I'd landed. Not unhappy, just done expecting anything new from myself. Last October, putting my bees to bed for winter, a friend sent me a link. I almost didn't open it. I've told that part before. What I want to spend more time on today is what happened after I did. It was about as far from qualified. I was about as far from qualified as a person could be. Never built a website. Barely used a smartphone for anything besides calls and the weather. The world I was stepping into was built by people decades younger than me, using words I had to look up. First few weeks were rough, honestly. I'd watch something explained, have to watch it 3 times before it made sense. I made plenty of mistakes nobody saw. I'm not going to pretend it was easy or that I had some kind of natural gift for it. I didn't. What I had was a willingness to keep showing up to the next thing, even confused, even at 77, especially at 77 maybe, because by that age you've usually stopped caring as much about looking foolish in front of people. I had less ego standing in my way than I would have had at 30. 7 months later, this page has reached over 1.5 million views. I built a small community of people walking a similar road. I'm sitting here recording a YouTube video, which is something I'd given up on for 9 years until last September. I think about this a lot, actually. I became a pastor later in life, too. Argued with God about it for 3 years before I gave in. And I've recorded every single chapter of the King James Bible out loud on this very channel, all 1,189 of them. Something I started with no plan 9 years ago, no audience waiting, just a sense that it was the next right thing, one chapter at a time. The same way most things worth doing actually get done. None of that, the church, the Bible recordings, this, happened because I was the obvious candidate for it. It happened because I kept saying yes to the next step long after most people would have decided their season for new things was over. Here's what I want you to sit with. If you got that same tired feeling I carried for so long, the world tells you there's a window. Young enough, sharp enough, early enough, and once you passed it, that's that. I don't believe God works on that kind of clock. He used me later in life more than he ever used me when I was young and sure of myself. I don't think that's unusual. I think that's just how he tends to work. He's not in a hurry, and he's not checking your age against some cutoff before deciding you're still useful. I'm 77 years old, and I found something I wish had existed when I was 37. It didn't. It showed up now instead, and I've decided that's not too late. It's just when it was supposed to. If you've been carrying that same feeling that your window's already closed, the thing that finally made sense to me, I put the link below. It's worth a few minutes of your time. No promises, just an honest look.